Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Married to Medicine season 6, episode 5. This is a real deep episode, especially dealing with, Contessa actually removing her breast because she's having irregular breast exams going on, mammograms, and she doesn't want to suffer from cancer because her mother suffered from cancer, breast cancer. And you know what, she's been thinking about it ever since she was in medical school. Like, damn, like, that's real deep. And she's actually showing us, and we're actually going through this step with her live on TV. Like, it's wonderful. It's a great message too, to make sure you get your breast exam done, you get mammograms done too as well, but actually having the courage to remove them, because a lot of women are, not a lot, but some women that I know will be afraid to do that. I would be afraid to do that too as well, because you just be like, damn. But it's not 100%, 100%, like she won't get breast cancer, but it'll cut down her risk, I think, close to 90% or 98%, and that's good numbers. That's good. And maybe it'll help her get out of that fear of dying young or being sick, or having her kids watch her grow up sick, watch their mother as they grow up be sick, because she don't want that to happen. And she could tell that she was really traumatized by her parents being sick, and anybody would be, like, for real. I'm just like, wow, this is real crazy. And having her husband there to support her and have her back, and not worrying about his needs. Oh, she's not gonna have these breasts or whatever. Not worrying about the physical, attributes of his wife's body, but just knowing that it's gonna be something that's gonna help her and help him, and give his wife like a peace of mind, which is wonderful. I really did appreciate that. And so we see Contessa with her kids, and she's teaching one of her kids about death. Like, you're gonna go to heaven. Her kid was like, I don't want to die. I was like, Contessa, what are you doing to your kids, girl? But at least she's teaching them about death at a young age. I was like, come on. It seems like Contessa has, death is really close to her and around her, because she lost her mother and watching her grow up sick, and it doesn't seem like she have any other family members, and then her father being sick, having cancer too as well. So that's like a real big issue. But when her daughter was like, I don't want to die, I don't want to go to heaven, I was like, she's like, I don't want to die. I was like, oh shit. Because that's like, you don't have to worry about that right now. I was like, Contessa, stop scaring your kids, girl. I was like, you already got us on hanging on the edge with you doing this, surgery, and just having your husband support you. And he was just like, is there gonna be any scarring? There's gonna be scars all up under here. Like, it's so wonderful when you know what's going on, and you know the deal when you go to the doctor's office. Like, you can't be bamboozled. So that was pretty, amazing too as well. And then we have, Mariah bringing her daughter to go see, Simone, and Simone delivered Mariah's daughter, and they have a conversation, and they're talking, because the daughter's growing up. She's becoming a young woman, and she's soon gonna have a pap smear and all this other stuff. And Mariah giving that scary story. I had that scary story too as well. I had a male doctor. Oh no, I ain't got nothing against you male doctors, but when you first get a pap smear and it's a male doctor and you are a teenager, oh, it's awful. You feel violated, let me tell you. But my mother was right outside the door, but it's just like, I remember that it was a male Caucasian doctor, and I was like, damn, she brought me all the way back, so having that type of relationship, and the mom being there with her daughter. My mom was there with me too as well, but just having a doctor that delivered you, that's a female doctor that can identify with you, look like you, you got the same ancestors, you know what I'm saying? So that was really wonderful to see, and that's important to see too as well. It almost reminds, it shows you familyness, and taking care of your health, and making sure your children start at a young age with taking care of their self, and knowing that there are illnesses and sickness out here that can grab a hold of you. So you have to be up on your health. Health is number one. So that was important to see too as well. Then we get Dr. Jackie. She's cooking for Quad, and Quad is like, she didn't cook a damn thing. She placed everything in place. She don't cook. I wouldn't cook either if I was Dr. Jackie. I'd be delivering babies all day. That's one thing I don't gotta do, is cook. I pay the bills. So anyways, they meet up, and so Quad goes to talk to Jackie, and basically, Quad doesn't really want to tell the group, tell the members, Jackie, Simone, even though that they're friends, they're supposed to be down there, and she's making it feel like they are strangers to her, because Quad put up them barriers against, Dr. Jackie and also Dr. Simone and the rest of the women, where like she's like, I don't want to tell my secret. Like she's not seeing them as friends. At one point in time, she did see them as friends. So what changed where she doesn't see Dr. Jackie or Dr. Simone as really her friends, her go-to? And, Dr. Jackie was like, hey, listen, I'm not just anybody. You're not sharing with anybody. I'm Jackie. You know me. We've been knowing each other for years. Like, what's good? What's going on? And Quad just doesn't want to open up to them, and she doesn't want to. She rather hear what they're going through, but she doesn't want to say what she's going through or how she feels, because she feels embarrassed. She's humiliated, and plus she don't want them talking about her behind her back. So that's why you talk to them in front and you tell them how you feel and just let it go. Like, these are supposed to be your friends. You're on a TV show, reality TV show. Tell us your reality. Stop being scared, because you was all up Dr. Jackie's ass. You was all up on Curtis. You didn't want him around. You was just like, you made a big tiff every time Curtis came around. You was just upset and mad. Toya jumped into as well. It was just like, and you would think that Quad would be able to open up to Dr. Jackie because she's been through the same thing, but her husband is totally different. I don't think Quad loves Dr. Gregory at all, and Dr. Gregory once loved Quad. I don't think he loves her anymore either. I think they're both coming from a hurt place. But Dr. Jackie and Curtis' situation is different, because they still wanted their marriage. They still loved each other. And Curtis was willing to change and do everything differently. And Jackie didn't want to start all over. And she feels like maybe she has some faults in it too as well. But not a fault where her husband should go out there and step out and see other women. But she changed and he changed, and you don't see that working with Quad. Quad is really embarrassed about the situation. If she doesn't want excuse me, if she doesn't want Dr. Gregory, just tell him, divorce him, leave him, it's over, it's done. Like, don't carry this shit on. Just divorce him and get it over with. So Dr. Gregory was calling, Quad, calling her, and she was just like real kind of like nasty and simple to him on the phone. Like, he was confused. He wanted to know where his wife was, because it's nighttime, she ain't at home. He's looking for her and everything. And if they're still trying to work something out, there still should be some communication, but it seems like Quad doesn't want that communication. She's done with him. She, once the love is gone, it's gone. Like, when a woman is fed up and a woman is done and she doesn't want to be with you anymore, that's it. It's over. And she feels like, he's only chasing after her because he doesn't want her to divorce him, because they got to split some money, split some property, and he's trying to keep tabs on her. She doesn't see that maybe he's concerned, maybe he wants to know where his wife is because he loves her. She only can see the negativity because she's living in a negative place and she's not able to express herself to anybody. So it is what it is. We already know that they're going to get a divorce. We had the Dr. Gregory's, woman come out, the one that he's allegedly slept with, come out and tell her story. Dr. Gregory said that Quad only married him for money, and that, they wasn't even having sex. They were sleeping in separate beds like a year after they were married, something like that. I was like, whoa. Something happened, because you don't know what goes on in a house. Because sometimes you can, if you don't love a person, you can fall in love with them by getting to know them. But I think we're supposed to do that before you get married. So Dr. Jackie was like, okay, all right. Dr. Jackie was trying to tell her, maybe he's confused. Maybe he's concerned. Maybe he's trying to talk to you. Maybe there's communication. She was like, no, I'm done. I'm too through with this. I was like, okay, I'm reloaded on this situation. Quad is done. She's fed up. And it seems like Dr. Gregory is fed up too. So Dr. Gregory needs to hurry up and get his divorce and go find some woman to pregnate and have his children to carry on his last name. And sometimes, shit don't work out. Marriages end. It doesn't mean you got to pick Quad's side. It doesn't mean you got to pick Dr. Gregory's side, because he messed up. He cheated. But it seems like if he didn't mess up or cheat, that their marriage still was going to be over, because it doesn't seem like Quad no longer wants to work on it anymore. She's done. When you done, you done. That's just how it is. So we move on. We got Dr. Heavenly. She's at her house. Her son's home from college. These kids are going to college. Like, so many good messages in the show. And, she's talking to her husband, and they get ready to sit down at the table, and she was like, I don't know what this shit is on the table. I don't know what it is. So are you saying, is Mariah right that your house is dirty? But you could tell her house is not dirty, just some crumbs on the table, whatever. I just thought that was funny. And so basically, she's telling her husband, Dr. Damon, that she's going to go to Miami and try to work on it. He talks about his trip to Barbados and what it did for him and is it going to help him. And then Dr. Heavenly talks about her mother, didn't say that she loved her and she didn't say this and she didn't say that. And, just, not having insecurities. And when she was young, she wasn't as pretty as her sister. So that's why, and Mariah, I think Mariah actually, triggers Dr. Heavenly because she probably reminds her of her sister and her mother, where looks was everything. And Dr. Heavenly at the time didn't have the looks. She said later in the episode that she was heavy and all this other stuff. And she didn't feel like she was that pretty. So that's why her mouth is slick and she's dangerous with her mouth. So I was like, okay. So we see like Mariah is a trigger, reminds her of, her past and how she felt insecurities growing up and then being compared to her sister and her sister being beautiful than her. So we see that. And then also you got Dr. Heavenly questioning her son, talking about, you got a girlfriend? He was like, no. And she's in her confessional talking about them dirty, nasty whores, or she's calling them whores or whatever. And I'm like, damn, Dr. Heavenly, why do the girls that are in college, probably African American women, why they gotta be whores? Why they gotta be skis? Or why they gotta be scandalous? Why they gotta be no good? Why can't they just be good young women that are just like your son, a good young man? Like, damn. And then she was like, oh, you better not marry no pretty bitch. Like that pretty stuff is really in her head. So when she sees Mariah, she sees beauty and she gets upset. I guess she don't see it with the other women, but and then Mariah gets on her nerves too as well. She was like, you better not marry no pretty woman, marry a woman like your mama. So it's almost like she's calling herself ugly too as well. I'm just like, okay, I'm reloaded with this situation. So yeah, Dr. Heaven needs a lot of work, like her mouth, but she learned to be that way. But it's also nice to see some real shit too as well, as her saying, like, I got insecurities, like, they're pretty. I thought I was ugly growing up. People picked on me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with that situation. But it helps you understand. You know what I mean? So we're moving on from that situation. So then we get to, Simone and Jackie basically. Simone, what did Simone do? Simone, she brought dinner to the house, but it was burgers. But Simone is also talking about that her and Cecil are doing a lot better. They're staying at the house more. But it seems like Simone is happy being single. It seems like she's happy with the separate life. Like, like having her own house, not the kids, not the dogs, not the husband, having her own space. Like, she done got used to it. And it's like she's happy with it. It seems like, damn, like, you don't miss your husband. You don't want to roll over and wake up next to him. You don't want to make breakfast, him making breakfast. It's just like, damn, what's going on? Like, Simone is happy living in one house. She can stay like this. She's good, but she's not having sex or with her husband too as well. And that's a part of a marriage that, needs to be worked on, but they are working on it. It seems like things are getting better, and she's still not happy that he don't got a job. And then that kids app or kids something, kids zone, kids something, kids app is not going too well. It's kind of like on the hold because the person that's supposed to be help developing company fold. There probably was some old Ponzi scheme, got all these guys to put this money in it, and it's gone. But Simone is holding her mule on TV. She's not talking about it. She's not being, she understands. And I believe Cecil got laid off from his job. He's unemployed, and he done took that 20 grand or 30 grand, however much he took, and he developed and he put it into this company that really sank. And, and so that's a lot for her to handle too as well. And then, him being negative, Cecil being negative too as well. That's a lot where you don't feel physically attracted to the person. You don't want them to touch you. You don't want, because you so upset. Like, you got all this bottled up energy that is so negative towards the person that you're married to. So it's so hard to show them that emotion because you got all this going on. So yeah, she needs to work that out. They got to continue counseling. But Cecil seems to be happy and moving forward. Her two sons, Miles and Michael, they're doing well. And it is what it is. But Simone likes being in that single house by herself without the kids. Like, she's good. Like, oh, like, damn, I should have never bought that second house. But if they didn't buy the second house, they could have been on their way to divorce, because sometimes you need space. But damn, how do you get space when you're in a marriage, when you married? So we have that situation go on, but it is what it is. And then you got Dr. Jackie and Curtis. They're talking about, Dr. Gregory and what's her name? Quad, they're talking about Quad or whatever, and he was like, some of these women wasn't supportive to you at all, and when you was going through this, and damn sure it was Quad and Toya was the two that was just so adamant about, Cecil, about Curtis, like it was nobody's business, and he was like, they was insensitive to you, and and all this other stuff. So he pointed that out clearly, and then Dr. Jackie just skied right by over that shit like she didn't even hear, Cecil say that. Cecil, you absolutely right. They was some hateful motherfuckers to y'all, and all they could talk about was Cecil and Jackie. Why is Jackie with him, knowing damn well that these women ain't gonna leave their husband but Quad? Quad is ready to go. Simone was ready to go too, but she dialed back. She went back to, they're trying to make it happen. So we got Eugene. Him and Toya looking at this brand new house that is being built from the ground up. She's gonna have double closets. She's living the damn thing. They're gonna have a pool house or whatever, and it's gonna be in their budget. It's a lot of money. It's in a different area where the property tax is different, and it's more cheaper. But I hope they don't go back into bankruptcy, because they should have got something for $1 million and change and let it be. But you know what? I can't count their pockets, because Eugene will work his ass into a hospital, so it don't matter. And Toya's collecting the paychecks from this show, and they're probably getting way more money where they can actually afford it. I don't think they're going to actually be that crazy to buy a house that's going to have them struggling, especially when they got to put them kids through college. College is going to be up, and you never know what surprises might happen to you where you have to spend a chunk of money, or if you're not able to make a chunk of money, anything can happen. So, but anyways, Eugene wants to throw a little barbecue for the guys, get all the guys together, and Eugene can cook his ass off. Him and Quad need to hook up and do like cooking shows and shit like that, because they both can cook, they can throw down. So, even though none of that food was healthy for, Eugene to be eating, but, Toya wasn't around, and all the guys came. Did you see their cars? Did you see Curtis' car? Did you see freaking, what's his name? Cecil's car, Mariah's husband's car, Aiden's car. I was like, OMG, Contessa's husband's car. They got some fancy shit going on. Like, they really making that cheddar. Dr. Damon's car was on point. Like, yo, they doing a damn thing. Like, there's some successful mother suckers. And congratulations to y'all living it up and showing us how to be successful. and the family and the kids, I really did appreciate that. So then moving on from that, they're talking about, Dr. Gregory, he's talking to Cecil about like, yo, how's everything going with you and Jackie? How's it working out? He was like, it's going great. I had to pay close attention to details and make sure I do everything I'm supposed to do, follow her, be with her, make sure I answer every need. Like, I had to change, baby. I had to pay attention. And I don't think Dr. Gregory could do that for Quad, and I don't think Quad would allow him to do that for her, because she's just done with him, and he has the attitude where he doesn't feel like he needs to be submissive to his woman too as well. Or maybe he was, but I don't see him paying closer detail and changing a lot about himself for Quad, because it doesn't seem like that's in his DNA, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. You guys tell me what you think. So everybody's just trying to support, Dr. Gregory, because Dr. G is going through the damn thing, and he just think that Quad is attracted to him, or she doesn't want to be with him no more, and they're just not compatible, and he's feeling that way, and he knows that that's what it is, because they're all on social media going back and forth. It's a damn shame that it went like this, especially Dr. G being a doctor. He should know the triggers, the behaviors, because the way that he's behaving, he would tell his patients not to do what he's doing, like going to social media, but he got to defend himself. So, because if you don't defend yourself, it's like everything is true. But him cheating, going to the hotel with another woman, there's no way you can explain that. Doing all that, he has the psychological foundation of shit not to do in his head that he learned and he's studying. He teaches people not to do on a daily basis. So you get an L for that, Dr. G. You could have just divorced, Quad, and you would have looked good in the situation. You would have came out on top. And then every negative thing that, people have said that might be true about Quad, it'll be more believable. But you got Mariah out here on Instagram, on YouTube, saying all types of negative things about Quad. She just won't let it go. So moving on from that situation, so we got that going down. So it's all good with that. And at least Dr. G's getting support, because no matter what you're going through, you need people that that are there for you, or someone to talk to and express it, you don't feel embarrassed, you don't feel ashamed, because shit happens. This is real life. People cheat, people break up, people mess up, people embarrass themselves, people do horrible things. And they have to move forward. They just can't just live in the past. So we'll see what happens with that situation. But we know they getting a divorce and it ain't gonna work out. It's a done deal. And so now we have, we have Dr. Jackie, we have Simone, and we have Heavenly going to Florida, going to Miami. And they're in their hotel room or whatever. You got Dr. Heavenly talking about, she got the little Kim in her. She got to be slick with her mouth. And she got to be that way because she was made fun of. She was picked on. She wasn't taught love. And she was called bitches. So bitch ain't nothing to her. Saying the word bitch is nothing. And I'm going to tell you, like, I was at the market today, and there was a mother, I believe grandmother and auntie and daughter, and they was calling the little daughter a bitch, calling her, oh, you dumb bitch, you need to pick that one, you dumb bitch. It was like, damn, they still using that, they still doing that. And so, I felt really bad for the girl, and I was like, oh yeah, she's just a stupid bitch. I was like, wow. And these are women that are guiding her, that she's looking up to. And you don't know how it's going to affect you, because look how it's affecting, Dr. Heavenly, as she's calling herself Little Kim. And so, Dr. Heavenly, so Dr. Jackie was like, that the way that you talk to people, you use your words as a weapon, like you cut deep and you try to, when someone comes at you or they touch onto your insecurities, you automatically attack. And then that's when Dr. Heavenly tried to switch it around and say, the way that you talk to people, Jackie, I'd rather you call me a bitch. But over the years, not this season, but over the years of watching Married to Medicine, Dr. Jackie can tell you off in a nice, nasty, professional, classy, southern way with a stern face that it'll hurt your soul. Let me tell you, I done seen her tell some people off, and she didn't even call them out their name. So I understand what Heavenly's saying, but Heavenly is also deflecting again. You know what I mean? Because somebody's touching on her insecurities. And Heavenly was like, I had to be slick with my mouth because I grew up in the inner city. And look at where Heavenly's at today. She's at a wonderful place today in her life with her kids and her husband. But she was like, I was in the inner city and I was overweight. I wasn't that pretty. So I had to snap back. I got into it a lot. So I had to be quick with the mouth, quick with the tongue. But now she has to realize she's not in that environment anymore. She's not in that life anymore. She's a dentist. She's married to a surgeon. She lives in a big ass mansion, huge ass cars. She's on a TV show. There's no need for that insecurity. That's what she needs to work on, of her thinking that everybody around her is much beautiful, especially Mariah. And when they say anything about her, thinking that they're attacking her. Sometimes they are attacking her, and she's not always wrong, but she doesn't have to be on edge, whether she's ready to defend herself at all times. But you don't know when somebody's throwing shade at you, so you got to read in between the lines. But she doesn't have to come from that place that she's coming from, because she got a good life. There's no reason to keep living in the past, and that's what she needs to work on, letting go of them insecurities of her feeling not pretty, not beautiful, not hearing the word love. Instead of saying bitch, say love. Peace. I'm out. One love.